boys and girls, mammals, cats, dogs, chickens, ducks, and all that other type of shit in between. How y'all doing this evening? Hey, how y'all? I'm trying to get this throat tight, man. I'm trying to get this thing down, pipe, man. Oh man, I'm trying to get that hang time on in there. Man, what is going on with y'all good people this evening? How y'all doing? We got some very intriguing for you this here evening. Yeah, we're gonna bring it to you live and direct, all the way out here in Arizona. Yeah, it's your boy. Y'all done checked into the hottest motherfucking podcast this side of the West Coast, that side of down south. This is Real Talk with Peanut. I am your host from West End to the West Coast, always doing the most. Hashtag Mr. Never Sit His Ass Still. It's your boy Peanut. What's happening? What's happening, good peoples? Welcome, welcome all, welcome one, welcome all, welcome one, welcome all. Tonight's podcast is brought to you in part by Real Talk with Peanut. Go check me out, Facebook and YouTube. You can now voice search for Real Talk with Peanut on Google. But tonight's podcast, hey Dave, what's going on, brother? Hey man, you need to accept my friend request because I was trying to get in contact with you the other night, brother. I actually wanted you on this topic because it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. I got to get this information out of my back pocket in just a second. But tonight's topic is a deep one. It's entitled "The Effects of the System on the Black Man from Life to Death." I'm gonna say that again, cause it's a lot of folk that y'all just not tuning in. Yeah, I sent it to you. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, tonight's podcast topic is entitled "The Effects of the System on the Black Man from Life to Death." There's a lot of information that I found out in the course of me coming up with this podcast topic. And what actually made me come up with this podcast topic was the movie Baby Boy. I started watching that movie last night, and John Singleton, God rest his soul, he came up with a very brilliant way of inserting information into that movie. The very first opening scene started at a Planned Parenthood women's clinic. For those that don't know, that is an abortion clinic. Why is it that there are no Planned Parenthood women's clinics? I would say on the nicer side of town. You can find one in every urban ghetto in the United States. Every urban ghetto in the United States has a women's clinic / Planned Parenthood abortion clinic. We're going to call the shit really what the fuck it is. We're going to call them abortion clinics because that's what they are. Ain't now one of them on the nice side. You said that was never the plan? Yeah, I know. It ain't going to never be part of the plan either. They're not going to have no Planned Parenthood or abortion clinics on the nicer side of town. They are not. You can barely find a fucking liquor store on the nicer side of town. But if you go to the urban ghettos in every major city in the United States, you can stand in the middle of the fucking street and you can count liquor stores, pawn shops, gun stores. Oh look, there's an abortion clinic. Right there. Yeah, it's wine stores on the nicer side of town. Shit like Total Wines and shit like that. Margaret Sanger didn't like certain people. Yeah. Oh yeah, it ain't even no potholes on the nice side of town. It ain't no type of. I'm talking about. Yeah, it's been a setup since day one. Know what I'm saying? Now we start with that part right there, and this is from birth. If able to make it to birth in the black community without that woman either feeling pressured to go to an abortion clinic, having no choice but to go to an abortion clinic because she know damn well she probably ain't fit to even carry a baby. All of those things matter in the urban ghettos. All of these things are taken into consideration. They're taken into account in the urban ghettos. They're called projects. Some of y'all might know them as housing authorities. But for black men growing up, that this is a never-ending, perpetuating cycle that has, like you said, Jelena, has been set up since day one. This the way it was set up. It was even written in the Constitution like this. This is why if a female so happens to want to get on welfare or cash assistance, the first thing them folks gonna ask for, who's the father? What's his name? What's his social security number? The minute she get that first payment, that man is now on child support. And it is unbeknownst to him. It is unbeknownst to him. This is a disadvantage to that black man. And it's a perpetuating cycle. This shit don't fucking end. This shit ain't gonna end, goddamn, until motherfuckers stop relying on governmental assistance on the 1st, 3rd, 5th, and the 15th. Cause the way that the shit going, as the so-called new norm, and I want y'all to pay real close attention to what I say, the new norm, because it does fucking change, and it changes for the positive. But I'm gonna get to that. I swear to God, I'm gonna get to that. But these type of effects that the system has in place for the African American community is downright fucking atrocious. It's just, it don't make no sense. Like, if the motherfuckers that wrote the shit wasn't already dead, I'd say tar and feather their ass in the middle of Times Square some fucking well. I'm just being real. Like, who the fuck writes rules that excludes? I'm talking about strict exclusivity to one group of people on the planet, which so happened to be the African American slave and all of their ancestors that followed. But yet and still, we got a lot of us closed-minded celebrate the 4th of July like it's really meant for your independence. I told y'all what the Declaration of Independence really was. It was a written agreement to keep England and its troops the fuck away from over here, but underline, we're gonna pay you guys. That's where your social security number come in at. Don't believe me, look it up. That's where your motherfucking social security number come in at. Which is also another stepping stone in which mankind at this point has to overcome. But from birth, you have to take into accountability that there is a strong possibility that there is a single parent home that this baby is being brought to. That was the so-called new norm. But that has changed in the positive. I see more black men now stepping up and taking care of that responsibility of creating that life. I see more people, period, stepping up and being something more positive than what previously was ushered in and indoctrinated and drilled into your motherfucking head every year. I'm talking about year in, year out for 13 motherfucking years, from the first grade to, no, I say from the third grade to you graduated. You were taught U.S. history. That's us history. That ain't got shit to do with us. They talk about us, yeah. They mention the Buffalo Soldiers, yeah. They mention a lot about slaves, yeah. The massacre of Little Big Horn, yeah. They mention all of that. Sitting Bull, they mention all that. General Custer with his dumb ass. Yeah, they mention all that in U.S. history. But if you do the research, everything that we are accustomed to has came by way of African American slaves in the United States. Stoplights, air conditioning. Shit, if you really want to goddamn get down to it, we're going to go to cars, where Ford and Chevy stole their fucking ideas from. So that's a whole nother goddamn conversation. Dave says, the best way to keep folks down is to make them depend on someone else. Government programs have helped destroy the black family, unfortunately. Dave, you are fucking right. You are absolutely correct. And that just goes back to exactly what I was saying. A woman has a baby. She's already don't feel like working. Next thing she knows, she want to get WIC, welfare, food stamps. Now, it's a lot of women out there that need these assistances until they can get up on their feet, because these ain't the type of women that would actually sit and just wait on the motherfucking government to feed them and clothe them when they can get up off of their asses and go do the shit. Government assistance has made black people so fucking lazy. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm just gonna give it to you real. This is real talk with Peanut. I'm just gonna put it out there. Yeah, we need social program reform to help reinforce the American family structure to help those who need it. Yes. Yes, cause this country, either you independent or dependent. Damn real. And a lot of black folk get caught up in between January 15th and May 15th. Yeah, whenever taxes end. Yeah, they looking for them dependents. Getting by $8,000-9,000 from income tax. Don't buy the children shit. Go out, do all this motherfucking splurging. You got a brand new motherfucking car that you got a car note on. You ain't got no motherfucking job. I understand. Fuck you plan on paying for this. See, this is what the government gonna do for you, right? Cause they gonna send somebody to repossess your vehicle. Then all that fly shit that you bought, now where you at? You at Plato's Closet trying to scrape together some motherfucking money just so you can put some Pampers on the baby. When you just had $9,000-10,000 from one or two children. Which your children shouldn't have had to want for a motherfucking thing for the next couple of years. You could have went and bought them wardrobes for the next couple of years. You could have went and bought books for them to read. You could have bought all kind of learning programs, different languages, learning programs for them to get into. You could have bought music shit to make them, or to see if they was interested. You could have sat down with your children. You could have took them places. You could have moved your family out of the ghetto, but you didn't. Because you lazy as hell and you got that mentality. You know what? I ain't worried about this little $1,500 I got left. I'm finna get little man check on the 3rd. And then after that, I'm gonna see if my baby daddy can flip half of that. Cause I need that money back ASAP. Big Boy said in a song, Spotty Oldie Dopalicious Angel. Now you back in that trap. Get it? Just that. Trap. Go ahead and let that marinate for a minute. That's what he said. The shit is meant for us to, it is set up for failure. It is completely like set up for just utter chaos. I quote, "No other demographic group has fared as badly, so persistently, and for so long." Camille Bousset. Camille Bousset. Oh yeah, you goddamn real the PPP loan shit was a setup for every dumbass out there knowing damn well they ain't got no motherfucking business and go and get them for money, and now their ass is sitting off in somebody's prison cell headed to the feds for fraud. I seen about that lady down there in Alabama just buying up everybody, just buying all her family members just expensive ass cars with the PPP loan money. And they went and got her ass. They sure the fuck did. I don't know, I can't remember her name. But they went and got her ass. Fucking with them PPP loans. Hey, I better leave them folks shit alone. You ain't got no business. And you know you ain't got no business. But yet and still, you go and touch them for money. See, that's another part of the government setting your ass up for failure. You know you ain't got no business. You know you ain't got no aspirations of even trying to start a business, run a business, no none of that shit. You ain't trying to manage no business. You ain't trying to invest in shit. But yet and still, you got these folks motherfucking money. They know you ain't got shit going. You all on these different trips and all that other type shit. Fast you come back, you got your nice set of silver bracelets waiting on you. With a nice hefty fucking FBI agent standing right there with that FBI right across the Federal Bureau of Investigation. That's what happened. And then I want you to, for some odd reason, black folks get it so bad, and we got it so bad when it comes to I won't say the justice system. I'm just gonna say the just, because ain't no fucking justice. It's just them. Notice when you go to jail and you facing and you in trial, right? If you in the feds, it says your name versus the United States. It don't say no city. It don't say no motherfucking state. It say the United States. So you really pissed off that many motherfuckers to have that many motherfuckers have you on trial? I mean, that's that Fed shit though. But speaking of that quote I just read from Camille Bousset, she helped create the Commission on the Social Status of black men and boys in 2019, which purpose is to recommend policies to improve upon or augment current government programs. This bipartisan commission has 19 members vowing to investigate potential civil rights violations affecting black males and study the disparities we know as growing up in the hood. Now, if they want to do some studies on what the fuck we know about growing up in the hood, this will take me back to the beginning of the podcast. What we know about growing up in the hood and how the system is set up and how it's designed is set up and it's designed for us completely to fail because there are so many things in place. If you are in projects, you cannot have a man staying in your house. If you're on Section 8, a male cannot be present in that home. He cannot fucking live there. That is a division of the black family. If they want to start on a study, they need to start right the fuck there. Start, well, why is it all these Planned Parenthoods in these urban societies, these urban ghettos, as we would call them, and they not on the nice side of town? Why is that? Why the fuck is that? Yeah, that. No, but just us getting in a fuck up. Yeah. You gonna realize it's just them against you. The minute your ass standing on the side you on the defendant side of the motherfucking courtroom. You know how many of them motherfuckers sitting up there, they laughing, they joking. Even your lawyer, court appointed and or hired, is sitting over there sniggling and giggling with the judge, and you like, man, my whole motherfucking life in the balance, man, my shit hanging for some stupid shit I did. Yeah, you came to terms with that, but here it is, your lawyer is planning on when the fuck him and the judge can go golfing or go fishing. All the while, your ass in a sling right about now. Then your lawyer come back and tell you, come back in about 30 days. Judge slam the gavel, it's a continuation. Come back, same thing. The system set up against you. Like it has been, and damn near will always fucking be. Until. It is until. In 2019, 28% of black men ages 25 to 29 had a bachelor's degree or higher, compared to 30% of black women, over 40% of white men, and nearly half of white women, according to the National Center of Education Statistics in 2019. That is the upside to the downside of living in an urban ghetto. There, like I said, that whole new norm, black men ain't going to college, black men ain't trying to goddamn get no education, this, that, fourth, and the other. Yes, we are killing each other at an alarming rate. But those that fall through the crack, that slip through the crack, them 28%, them 28%ers, that's a hefty fucking number out of the community. If the other goddamn 72% is either dead, jail, who knows the fuck what, just fell off the face of the goddamn earth, some type shit. That is the upside. That is an upside to the reverse polarity of being pulled into becoming a statistic or a so-called product of your environment there is a way you can rise above your situation, and you can soar, and you can make it. You can be something. You can be somebody instead of the goddamn the hood hero or the hood menace. Now the hood hero, he just a drug dealer. That the hood hero. All the kids look up to him because he got a pocket full of money. He stay riding in some clean. He every time he get out the car, he always fresh and he always clean. Now what happened to the dope boy that used to hop out on the kids and get the kids $200-300? Go get this for school. Go get this for school. I better not see you in the street. What happened to them dope dealers? What happened to them motherfucking days? These the kind of dope dealers that will tell you, boy, I ain't selling you none of this shit. Get the hell on. And if I find out you out here trying to buy some of this shit, I'm going to tell your mama after I whoop your ass. What happened to those fucking days? I guess that died in the 70s, huh? But this shit's so crazy because from birth, you're basically counted against already from birth. When I say you're counted against from birth, that means when your birth certificate come up and your social security number come up, in the national census, oh Lord, here go another one. Let's see how far he get in life, or let's see how far she gets in life. It's almost like motherfuckers start taking wages on your life to see if you gonna fucking make it or not because of the color of your skin. Now I ask, is that a fair assumption to just make a financial bet on someone's life based on the color of their skin? I think the fuck not. What needs to be done is what Martin Luther King said: don't judge a man by the color of his skin, but judge him by the content of his character. That's what a black man should be judged about. Never mind the fact that we might have an afro, we might have dreads, might have tattoos. You can't judge me based on how I look. And far as this being a systematic issue, it was written this way. They used to have public hangings. All of this hatred was indoctrinated and filtered down from generation to generation. There are those like my good buddy Dave that's on here watching right now that has nothing to do with it, don't want shit to do with it, don't want not damn part of it, speaks heavily against it and everything that damn near the Constitution stands for when in regards to the African American race in the United States. Let me be very specific. The African American race in the United States. The United States Constitution was written against you for all odds. They just added articles and amended certain things to make everything okay. The 19th Amendment gave black people the right to vote. We were no longer counted as an eighth of a person. The 26th Amendment gave women the right to vote, and we're talking all women. Ain't no clauses or articles on that one except for on the 19th Amendment. It also says that it's something about a grandfather clause. I forget exactly how the fuck it goes. But if you were under your master's slave name, you can vote under that name and that name only even if you had reverted back to your original name, if you so happen to keep it during slavery. I think that's how that works. If I'm mistaken, somebody please let me know. I think that's how that grandfather clause works. But the entire Constitution of the United States was not made for African Americans at all. Period. It was made to separate the male from the rest of the family, as if to say we were still on the auction block. This young buck, strapping young buck, is up for sale, basically. Who's going to get the highest bidder? We're going to place him in an urban community, and we're going to call it the ghetto, aka the projects. Somehow or another, we're going to make sure he finds his way into the dope game. We got him right where we want him. Now he's in penitentiary. Now he's a motherfucking federal number. He's not a person. The 13th Amendment states that if you are incarcerated, you are a slave to that state. Whichever state that you're incarcerated in, you are now inmate number such and such and such and such and such and such. Your name is no longer mentioned until the day you get ready to get up out of there. If that ever happens. 90% of the population in prisons these days, over 90% of prisons in the United States are African American people. African American men and women. In close second to that would be my Hispanic brethren and sisters in today's prison population. Imagine if there were no prisons and there were no crimes being committed to make your way in the prison. The solution, Dave, I think the solution was exactly what I was reading right here. That Commission on the Social Status of Black Men and Boys. That right now they were helping to create that, or actually they helped to create that number in 2019. 28% of black men ages 25 to 29 had a bachelor's degree or higher. And that to me is a step in the right direction. There's no way in hell we can look to politics for a solution unless the person in politics really means what the fuck they say. Like they want to revitalize neighborhoods to unmake the urban ghetto, to make it safer for living conditions, to not have to worry about becoming a product of your environment, would be a solution. What do you think? I agree we need some prison reform and a help up, not a handout. This is a community issue. Yeah, you're all right. You dead ass right, Dave. This is a community issue. And we as men, black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, Mexican, it don't matter your goddamn skin color. We as men must take it upon ourselves to actually change this fucked up status quo that has or become the new norm about teenage to adult stigma and stop programs that are based on skin color. Yes, it's too many of them to name. There's a lot of programs out there that will not accept me because of the color of my skin. One or two of them might be institutions of higher learning. Yeah, programs should be equal opportunity and stop asking or depending on race. It should help those it need, period. Well, I agree. Any type of government assistance should be there in place as an aid for those actually trying to get up off of their ass and better themselves, but just having a hard time financially, and those government assistant programs at that point in time could actually help those that are in need. Yes. The downside to that is they don't give a flying fuck who you is, what you got going on. Motherfuckers lie on applications and get the world from the government. And then next thing you know, here it is, 4 years later, you getting $700-800 in food stamps a month. The welfare check hit on the first. Lil Ray check hit on the third. Cause you done took him to the doctor and believe what the fuck they said, saying the boy slow when he's smarter than everybody in the motherfucking house. Y'all ain't figured it out. His check come on the third. Oh, you live in ghetto fabulous off the government once a month. And then you take all of that money, you be behind on rent, living in the projects, and you rent like $40-50 fucking dollars a month. Your light be constantly cut off. Ain't no food in the refrigerator. Kids don't look like shit. They outside. All they see is the drug dealer drive by in some nice car. Nice in they motherfucking head. Ain't no inspiration in there. I see inspiration right there. It's just drove by. I want to be like that when I grow up. Now they got a whole fucked up ass mentality and thus created, once again, a product of the environment. You see how perpetuating that is? It keep going around in circles and circles and circles and circles. Somebody got to put the brakes on this motherfucker. Real talk. Somebody got to put the I'm talking about put the Flintstone brakes down. Put a fucking foot down, man. Wear some steel-toed spiky boots or something. Shit. If you scatter, you instead of stepping on somebody motherfucking nuts. Shit. Step. Whoever nuts you stepped on, goddamn, whoever, that's who motherfucking nuts you needed to fucking step on at the time if you so happen to step in the proper way. Dude, we need to do a conversation together. We need a ladder system to help folks better themselves gradually as they are weaned off of government assistance. Exactly. But guess what? When you go down there and go apply for food stamps, they got this job assistant line, know what I'm saying, that you either supposed to go down there every other day or call in availability for different type of jobs and shit like that, know what I'm saying? And then you're supposed to report to these people this, that, fourth, and the other about your income. But see, that's not happening. Motherfucking lazy, and they loving their ghetto credit card. Know what I'm saying? They get to go to the grocery store and live it up. I'm talking about buying the best of everything. I can't lie, I did the same fucking thing. I had food stamps twice. When I lived in Tuscaloosa and when I lived in Memphis. Shit. And I had Alabama food stamp in Memphis. Now, I have since been, financially fucking paid that back. Yeah, they came and got that out of paycheck, know what I mean? That's what happened when I was relying on government assistance. It came back and bit me right in the ice. I was getting good money, and then next thing you know, the 200 here, 200 there, 300 here, 200 there. Whoa. Yeah, it's called garnishment. Garnishment of wages. Yeah, the government is real tricky. It's a lot of shit that they don't tell you that they will come after your money for. Thus, possibly driving you back to that old mentality, especially if you have gotten out of the urban ghetto or the hood, so to speak, and now all of a sudden you're down on your luck. But one thing you do know, that's for certain, you know how to move a motherfucking pack. You know how to do that. It be just your fucking luck. The minute you touch one, undercovers. You just bought some dope from an undercover. Cause you been out the game so long, you ain't know nobody to go to. Now your whole future fucked off. And here you go, back to the 13th Amendment. You are a slave to whatever state you are incarcerated in. That's why we need the system reform across the board, man. You fucking well right, Dave. Yes, that is exactly why we need reform all the way across the board, and starting with the goddamn Constitution of the United States. You can't say that we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. That's a goddamn lie. If I ever fucking read one. But it's still information. It's still very valuable information. Nonetheless. So yes, my friends. Yes. But if we start there, yes, it was at the time, but it isn't now. Yeah, you're right. It ain't now. Because that whole status quo is slowly starting to shift in the opposite direction, in the flow of more positivity. Because I live around college students, basically, all walks of life, and I just seen a whole bunch of them, no matter what color they were living around here, they just graduated. Yeah, we are equal. That's why I'm doing this, brother. Hey, man, Dave. Hey, man, brother, I'm gonna always help you keep up the good fight, brother. I swear to God, I am. That's why I'm doing this. You know what I mean? I believe this is my purpose, to bring the world real talk, because it needs to be said. These things need to be said and put in action. And on that note right there, I shout out to Killer Mike and T.I. for what they doing in Atlanta, because they not only have the mayor's ear, but the chief of police. Well, I don't know about T.I., but then again, he might, you know what I'm saying, because that man is a advocate for the betterment of our people in these so-called urban ghettos. And Killer Mike, he out there, man. He even created, if you watched the Netflix special they had on Killer Mike, he created his own land, which had its own self-sustaining government, its own food source, its own power source within the United States, in Atlanta, Georgia. I forget what he named it, but that was some extremely positive shit to show the world that we are. Even though he's a rapper and he rapped about guns and violence and all that other type shit, he out there showing his philanthropistic style with some grace. I don't even know if that's a fucking word, philanthropistic. All I know is he's a philanthropist, goddamn shit. He doing some good shit. How about that? Not equaling to proving. So if you go to court, you have a stigma against you from day one, of course. Because if you are African American in the United States facing the judicial system at any motherfucking turn of the way, there's a very slim chance that you can wiggle your way out of some shit, depending on the severity of said case. But your ass is guilty until proven innocent. It ain't the other way around. You're not innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. No, your ass guilty than a motherfucker, especially in the DA eyes. You guilty than a son bitch, and they finna do everything in their power to prove so. You might not even been nowhere near the goddamn scene. You might just actually so happen to fucking look like the motherfucker, or you fit the description. Mistaken identity. Man goes to prison and falsely accused of a crime he didn't commit. They start letting folks out for that type of shit. Them three brothers that were found guilty of a rape of a white woman in Central Park. That was over 30 fucking years ago. They were released from prison, all things exonerated, but their life is gone. Their entire childhood is gone. Anything that could have resembled a life, marriage, college, ball, it didn't matter what, it's gone. All because of this systematic bureaucratic bullshit. I'm gonna call it what the fuck it is. It's bullshit. It always has been bullshit from day fucking one. You are guilty until proven innocent in the United States if you are a black male. Lastly, the most horrifying part is the fact that we can't seem, we as an African American people cannot seem to get it out of our heads to stop the black on black genocide that is going on in these cities around the United States. Not just Birmingham, not just Atlanta, not just Miami, not just parts of Mississippi, Jacktown, motherfucking Hernando, motherfucking shit, where I just was, Horn Lake, like Memphis, LA. Like, I'm still on the same energy if the Rolling 60s and the A-Trays can cease beefing after 43 motherfucking years of beefing. Black on black violence can cease in the United States. That stigma of walking down the street and someone of the opposite race grabs their purse real tight and looks at you up and down all stereotypically, know what I'm saying, just because of the color of your skin. Those days, in some places, it still fucking exist. West Virginia is one of them goddamn places. I know that firsthand. I was called colored on 2 different occasions We had a lady to go. We walked into a Family Dollar. This lady grabbed her purse, said, "Oh, hell no," and stormed out the fucking door. When we left, got back in the van and pulled out of the parking lot, she got out of her car and went back into the store to do her shopping. That wasn't even 2 years ago. The word used most in the Bible is love. True. And that's how we all need to treat each other. You saying the same thing I'm saying. Dave, great minds think alike, brother. All I'm saying is, why motherfuckers can't take it back to the 70s? Peace, love, and soul. Why motherfuckers can't take it back to then? It was a damn near a genuine love for one another back then. It was a natural camaraderie, like, yeah, this my partner, this my round. Hey, say, Jack, let me rap a tag to you. It ain't nowadays your homeboys is really your worst enemy. They know everything about you. They know how much money you getting. Even though they may be with you on a daily basis, getting the same money. You just got the plug. Now here it is, they knock you off for the plug. And now the plug don't want to deal with them at all, period, because they don't fuck with them. That's a lose-lose. They still have a lot of Confederate stuff in a lot of states. History. Yeah, that's according to his story. Not history. Because if you really want to do some history, all the black people and Indians that were already here, there were sailors way before Christopher Columbus that had made a voyage here and did some trading with the natives here. It's documented. Look up who sailed to America way before Christopher Columbus. You'd be surprised. It's a lot of shit they do not teach in those his story books. It's a lot of shit they don't teach. A lot of it. I mean a lot. They leave out, oh my God, they leave out so much. And to be totally honest, they need to actually expand Black History Month to all fucking year. Because these folks, my ancestors faceted so much. My ancestors, they made so many strides towards greatness to be able for me to do what it is I'm doing right here, right now. Rest in peace to Petey Greene. I think that was Detroit, one of the first black talk show hosts on the radio, allowed by the FCC back in the 70s. Rest in peace, Petey Greene. I actually dedicate my podcast to, because without him, I wouldn't have the ability to have the platform that I have right now, and the emancipated freeness of my speech, and what I can say and what I can't say is all based on how Petey Greene addressed. He gave it to the people real. He gave it to the people raw. That's what I'm doing. Petey Greene actually is my inspiration for starting this podcast and having the ability to say what it is that need to be said. Hopefully I can say something that will positively uplift somebody's mentality and help them to do better in life, maybe at work or in their relationship, raising their kid or something. I mean, I'm speaking both from the heart, experience, and I do research. I sure the fuck do. Yeah, I go look up information. I don't just give out false shit. You know, that ain't my style, that ain't my stilo. This is real talk. That's the way I'm gonna keep it. Real talk. That motherfucking part. Yeah. But do anybody have any questions they might want to ask far as the effects of the system on the black man from life and death? I would say that that statement alone is an atrocity because it's true. There are effects on the African American male in the United States due to systematic failures. And those failures are so grand that this just it just can't be. All right, Dave, I got you. It just can't be expressed in too many more words to say that this systematic oppression since the indoctrination and the writing and the thought that it went into creating the Constitution and the so-called Bill of Rights and all of that other type of shit and certain inalienable rights. Notice the word certain. It does say certain inalienable rights. We must rechange those guidelines to include more of African American males to not catch the downside of this systematic set of failures that have been in place since God knows when. Some of these laws have been updated so many times. There's like one law and this many updates to it just to make it fair for African Americans when there's certain laws in certain states to where cops can just pull you over basically based on the color of your skin. The whole just stop and search shit. If you walking, minding your own motherfucking business, you can be accosted by the police. For no fucking reason. Then they make up some bullshit. Oh, you fit the description. Fit the description of what, motherfucker? That's what make motherfuckers get irate. And here it is, once again. You have a beaten black male facing charges of resisting arrest, possibly assault to an officer, and that black male was the one that was accosted and beaten. Yeah. Good fucking luck with that. Damn shame, I tell you. Damn shame. It is it's a travesty. I ask that everybody share this live podcast. Share it to everybody you can. Please. In closing, the effects of the system on the black male in America from life to death. Like I said earlier, it's an atrocity because it is true. You are already at birth 2 strikes down. At birth. They just waiting on you to pop up with a record for the first time. Then they're gonna keep you in that loop to make sure you do this again and again and again. Clinton signed into effect the 3 strikes law. That is still in effect. That law has not been changed whatsoever. It is still 3 strikes and you're out of here, buddy. You can kiss that ass goodbye. I love each and every last one of you. I appreciate y'all for watching. I close with this. Treat each other with strict kindness and love and admiration and respect. You will get that same feeling in return. Real recognizes real. And that's real talk. Y'all have been tuned in to the hottest motherfucking podcast. This side of the West Coast, that side of down south. This is Real Talk with Peanut. I am your host from West End to the West Coast, always doing the most. Hashtag Mr. Never Sit His Ass Still. Coming soon, hopefully, Mr. Never Sit His Ass Still Junior. This your boy Peanut. I'm out. Thank y'all.